The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Thursday, the 23rd day of January 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamillah Hartman. She's Sancha Durham. And Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. Happy Thursday, Sister Sancha.
Happy Thursday, Brother Jay. How are you?
I'm okay. I can't say too much. I'm having trouble going to sleep so far this year, but that means I'm having trouble waking up as well. So, yeah, your boy's got to get his sleep. You've ever taken vacation or been away and then it takes you a while to get back into your routine?
It normally happens when I'm on a different time zone, but not, it may just be New Year, you trying to get into things and gotta find a way to settle yourself.
Definitely different time zones, man, because you go in different time zones and we're talking other hemisphere to this one and trying to get back, it takes some time.
Yeah, I like when I go to Spain, they're ahead, right? No.
5 hours ahead of Bermuda?
5 hours, right? So when I get back to Bermuda, I'm waking up at 4, getting things done. I love it. It's like a reset.
There's some benefits of that side time-wise.
Yeah.
Look, it's another Thursday, second show of the year for you.
Yes.
We've got David Michael Wilson says it's a thankful Thursday. Be grateful for just being above the ground one more day, indeed. And we've got Suzanne Ingham says, awesome Thursday, Jamel, Senja, and Maya, and an awesome Thursday to her as well.
I told Maddox I would say good morning to him this morning. Maddox said he needs a little bit of encouragement from us. Maddox just started playing the violin.
Now then, all right now.
And Maddox does not like going to lessons because it's during his playtime when he gets to play football. So I told him we would encourage. I said it's one day, Maddox, one day, and you're doing really well. So I hope you enjoy violin today, baby.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to coming and supporting you at your recital.
Exactly.
Because if there's one thing I always wish I would have learned how to do, is to play an instrument. Seriously.
Yeah.
So take advantage of it, young bruh. Take advantage of it. All right. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today, as we welcome the BDC's Jamillah Lodge onto the show. We're going to be discussing the Small Business Expo. Yep, that takes place for the 3rd year in a row. And don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Well, Sandra, it's election season. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
How do you are you drained yet?
I am. Whenever we talk about it in the group, you saw it last night, I put the pillow over my head. I cannot wait for this election to be over. Sometimes you get into it, but then sometimes you kind of have to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm turning it all off for a minute and then I'll come back to it because it's so much coming at you right now, right? Some of it can be a little heavy, then other parts, it's like we're making super light of it.
Yeah. Well, let's do that today because
Yes.
there's some serious stuff going on that we'll discuss in subsequent episodes because there's so many things to discuss. Obviously, more candidates are being rolled out on a daily basis. There are press conferences being held, multiple times a day. We're going to be force-fed a lot of stuff over the next couple months. There's the thing where the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party isn't releasing their platform until February 6th, giving people only 12 days to go through a platform that may impact our lives for the next 5+ years. We've got the OBA receiving backlash for a candidate based on his past and a family now speaking out. But something else that we want to touch on this morning, but before we do that, we've got Maddox and Maddox via Nana, right? Says, "Hi, mommy. Octopus red waving, octopus red waving, octopus red waving." So I think that's the waving face. Yeah. That's the emoji, folks. All right.
Good morning, Maddox.
I don't want you to think he's, saying octopus. All right. All right, but there's something else, and Mr. Photogenic, that's my guy. That is my guy, right? He's having a field day right now. He's having a field day because I don't know if you all have seen. I haven't had the opportunity to get them working to put on the screen right now, but there are some political ads out right now, and I think we had John Seymour,
yes,
who's known as a singer in the community. He's running for the One Bermuda Alliance in constituency 16, which is currently held by the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party's Michael Weir.
I'm going to correct that. So John is the musical director at First Church of God.
Oh, okay. Even better. Thank you. Musical director. He's a musician. There you go. Well, he's running for the One Bermuda Alliance in constituency 16. And he released an ad. I'm not sure, audience, I don't know if you saw his ad, but his ad was it was funny to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will tell no lies.
Which ad are we talking about? Because there's two that have been released.
I'll go through them. The first one, the first one, I was just like, yo, like him, know him or not. I've never met him in my life, but it was hilarious. Seriously, I found it hilarious. Hilarious to the point where brother's got one dapper suit on, looking good, picking up trash. And the way that the language he uses also is entertaining but interesting. And then, wait, there's more. The Honorable Minister Wayne Ferbert. I got to take a sip for this one. No, I didn't really burp. To be honest, Honorable Minister Wayne Ferbert. You all seen his ad? His ad, he's singing to you. He's singing to you about why he's the best for his constituency down in Hamilton West, I think it is. Yeah. And then there was another ad, Robert King, constituency 10. And it starts with him in a picture of a gentleman. And then it goes into some Vibes Cartel AI thing. And I'm like,
I didn't even get that far.
It doesn't even match his personality though. Like, it's like, that would be like me talking about, like trying to be Collie Buds. That's not me. It doesn't even match my personality. And then there was another ad by John Seymour, and this time he's using puns. Seymour, that was the key. Take it out. Seymour. I actually thought it was creative, but again, he's been the most entertaining to me. But the question of the morning for all of you today, if you've seen the ads or not, here's the question. And I wish I had the ads up to show you all. I do.
I know, that would have made it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about it. Like, want to show them, but don't want to promote them, because but anyway, what are your thoughts on some of the political ads so far? But this is a key question, Sandra. right? Because it's no different from children watching TV from October through December and seeing ads on TV. And what do children always do? You did it. Maddox, your son probably does it. Say, Mommy, I want that, because they see it. But are political ads a factor in how you decide to vote? Not just these video ads, but these ads that you see pop up on news websites and like, are they impactful? Like, do they make a difference in how you decide to vote, these political ads?
They don't make a difference in how I decide to vote because I definitely need more than what's in that ad, right? I see it two ways. I think that there has been a large majority of young people that have said, I'm not voting, I'm not coming out, I'm not even listening, I don't care what's being said, right?
Mm-hmm.
With these ads coming out, they're funny, they're lighthearted. I think that it has captured their attention, and maybe that may translate into a vote or two, right? For the people that said that they're not voting. In saying that, I need us to go a step further and get to know the candidate behind that quirky, fun ad.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be more than that. I need to know your platform. I need to know what you stand for. I need to know that, outside of this commercial, you are actually going to have a voice for
Mm-hmm.
me that's going to stand for me. And you
Mm-hmm.
you stand on something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's become, Jamal, this election, my brain is like this. Between the candidates and the pun and the I don't know. I mean, I said to you last night, I need more in my constituency. What can an independent give me a little video or something in my constituency?
But Sandra, we still really have like a month to go, It's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
We're not even to nomination day, not alone PLP's what's that thing called, platform release day.
Did you see last night when I think I sent it to the group where the OBA was just like, oh, why haven't you released your candidates yet? Are you not ready? And I'm just like, I think everyone needs to take a minute, pipe down a little bit. Let's think about this and let's roll out. Let's get a little serious.
But the OBA hasn't released all their candidates, huh?
No, they haven't. I don't think so.
Why would they say?
Well, they said, let me get Jaron. I want to get exactly what was said. I don't want to,
Yeah, because that may. But audience, while Sanchez finding that, let us know. Do you find political ads determine how you vote? Are political ads a factor in how you decide to vote? And not just video ads, because down on East Broadway, I mean, it looks like crap with all those PLP ads, down there stuck in the grass and so on. Do they make a difference? Like, do they impact how you vote?
It makes me cringe. Every time I see it, and even the things that they're saying, it just makes me cringe. I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but it was on CNN, and it says, why are you keeping your platform hidden until February 6th? Ours has been out since last September. What are you hiding? Are you still working on it? You are the government. Did you not know? Did you not know an election was coming?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in subsequent episodes, but I think it's that's interesting. Again, only 2 weeks, but again, a platform is a political ad as well. It literally is. I mean, it's really you're trying to advertise what you plan on doing if given the opportunity. But audience, let us know, just yes or no, just a yes or no. Are political ads a factor in how you decide to vote? Sanchi, you said no, you want more. Honestly, I want to go with this. David Michael Wilson says, entertainment is fine, but how does that translate into action? And I think that's what Sancha's saying.
Yeah.
Look, I'm very entertained by John Seymour's ads. I am. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm confused by not Rodney King. What's his name? Robert King. I'm confused by Robert King's ad, if that's in fact of his own doing. Wayne Furbert. I mean, that's who he is.
Wayne,
That's who he is.
Wayne captured his audience of his era and his,
Yeah, that's exactly. He knows who his people are. That's him. No, would it convince me either way? No, legit. No. John Seymour's ads are again entertaining. I need more though, and I don't want to agree with Sancha. I really don't. I don't. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, I love when we are on different sides. It makes for better conversation. But
let's think about it. If at what point have we ever had a candidate or candidates that they really, every single one of their ads can show up on Mr. Photogenic? It's a comedy show.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Photogenic's gonna have a field day over the next month. I mean, his content is going to be just brilliant because they're giving him so much to work with. You know, let's go to the audience, see what everyone's saying. Michelle White's asking, where are those adverts showing? I haven't seen any of them. Well, I mean, Instagram, Twitter, we're the people they're trying to attract are, and then you've got things getting sent around through WhatsApp groups as well. So if you're in certain WhatsApp groups,
they're making their rounds. Yeah,
that trust me, they'll find their way to you whether you want them to or not. They will. Nicole Walker says, seeing John's ad. Heard part of Wayne's photogenics remixes are hilarious. Ads do not influence me, but certainly ease the tensions. Okay. Chino Durham says no. From Sanchez, she's making sure it's her, not Maddox. But she says no, she's not influenced by the political ads. Michelle White also says no. Use the same term as Sancha. Yes, it's cringy. I need to hear messages, particularly since they don't get to every house. And then Richard Scott also says, no, the ads are entertaining, emphasis on quotes with a combo of irritation and eye roll, LOL. Yeah.
I feel exactly like Richard because I'm sitting here, I'm watching it, and I'm just like, I got it. Especially yesterday, Jones, I got to the end and I just bursted out laughing, right? And then afterwards, you're just like, can I have something? You know what I mean? So I feel just like Richard.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would feel like him because, again, entertainment is only going to take us so far, right? And while entertainment, I think, especially in the first ad, he was trying to make a point that, we need to go back to 2 days a week with trash, but he was making some point,
right? It's a point.
Yeah, a very valid point. And he was using, again, if you haven't seen the ad, he was showing real life situation where there's trash on the street. This is what people are doing because you've removed twice a day trash. I think there's worth having a conversation there.
Let me say this. The wider public were like, why is he outside picking up trash in a suit with gloves, right? That was the whole thing. Like, why? But hi, I'm sure, putting it out there, everybody knows I know John. That's John. That is honestly John's personality. John has every suit under the sun. He dresses. That's how he was brought up. That's who he is. Take it or leave it.
Again, I've never met him, but I do think it came across extremely authentic. It didn't seem like he put a suit on just to be on camera, right? It seemed very authentic. And I know that caught people's attention, but for me, Sancha,
you think the first ad was authentic? I felt like it was a little scripted. And I think when we came back to the second ad, that felt a little more authentic to me.
Okay. Well, see, that one didn't because of the whole puns with Seymour. That kind of.
Hi, that's been said for a very long time. Jesse has said it. June has.
I don't. Again, remember, I'm speaking from the outside looking in. I don't, folks. Let me be clear. The only one that I've actually met and had conversation with, and can say I know, is the Honorable Minister Wayne Furbert, and him singing, I don't know. Let's touch on this. it seems like AI is being used heavily in Minister Ferbert and King's ads, right? The role of AI in our political, like in the election process, is very heavy right now. It's very heavy. So I'm very interested. You know how they say measurements? I hate to pick on your friends at the BTA, Sandra, but it's almost like, how are they going to measure the impact of these ads? You feel me? Like, how do you measure if this turns into a vote or it makes a difference?
I do feel like it's a new era of politics that I've never seen. And,
Mhm.
Jamal, we're getting old, we're showing our age, but
Yeah, yeah.
obviously this is the direction of politics and
Mhm,
campaigns, right? And I would like a political analyst along
mhm,
with a marketing, expert to sit down and just analyze the whole situation that's going on right now and how it affects us and how it's going to affect this election.
mhm.
To me, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, Teray Toll, she says, although the one-day trash was hilarious, he had a real point to it. It was pointed and solutions-based, which I haven't seen before. But I agree. It was entertaining. But the point he was making was, look, we need 2-day trash back because this is what's happening to Bermuda. And I think, again, it was entertaining. I don't know him. So for me, I'm just like, yo, like, this is hilarious to see this. And it was unique. It was different. That might be the norm in another 5 years. Right? It could be the norm. We've got Renee Simmons says, ads suggest that advertising it may help to appease some and be a deciding factor, but I'm not easily moved by a simple ad. I need facts, introspective, and proof of genuine personal capabilities. Fair enough. Suzanne Ingham says, yes, they sound like AI ads. Yeah, I don't think John used AI.
No, John didn't use AI. I think that after, once Mr. Photogenic got it, he
yeah,
definitely put his,
yeah.
AI spin on it.
I think it's actually a compliment that Mr. Photogenic's doing that, though. I mean, again, audience, yes or no? Do political? I just want a yes or no. As many people as possible. Let's get up there. Are political ads a deciding factor for you and how you vote? Are political ads a factor in how you decide to vote? Let us know. Just a yes, quick yes or no before we bring Maya in a bit. Yes or no? Do political ads, and it doesn't just have to be video ads. It can be the ads that you see all down East Broadway. It can be ads you see pop up on the radio or news websites or TV. Do political ads make a difference? Like, do you seeing that ad? Like, I'm going to pick on John because he's released 2 I've seen, but seeing his ad, understanding his point about 2-day trash pickup, right? And many Bermudians, remember when the government stopped the 2-day, many people complained, right? Said, oh, we already have a rat problem, this and that. Would that ad or any ad, would that impact how you vote? Yes or no? Let's just go to, before we go to that, sorry, Richard Scott said, in my view, the use of AI can be interpreted as another form of disingenuous attitude that the electorate has had enough of. What are your thoughts on that, Sanj?
That's a whole conversation, Jamal.
Yeah, okay. No, we can stop another time. No, because it's interesting because AI can be seen as not authentic and lazy and not caring enough to, connect with the people. It can be seen as a lot of
It's
things.
both sides. I mean, AI, it can seem as, like you're not, but then also, Jamal, it's a lot to cover. And if AI can help you out to cover those grounds,
Yeah.
you can look at it two ways.
It's only bad if it's horrible or if it doesn't work. If it's good,
But like you said, I don't think that the AI generated ads are coming directly from the candidates.
correct. Well, no,
They've
I believe Wayne Ferbert's one was AI.
but did he? I'm hoping he didn't do that.
Well, I don't know. I think that
Right.
I'm not going to say it was, folks. So
Yeah.
that's my make. I don't want to. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it feels like it was. And then Robert King's Vibes Cartel sounding thing that seemed like AI as well.
Right.
Seemed like it. But again, I'm not saying that they are AI. Let me be very clear.
But as I said previously, I do feel the positive spin on this is that a lot of young people, they had no interest, and we're getting the community interested in the election. Like, people are not now saying, okay, I'm turning my back and I don't care. They're
Well,
actually
to your point, use Michelle White, right? Michelle White said she hasn't seen the ads. Well, Michelle White probably doesn't have Instagram or TikTok or Twitter. Not aging her. I'm just saying these ads are going where the young people that they're trying to attract are on those apps. So real quickly, before we bring Maya in, are political ads a factor in how you decide to vote? Let's go through these answers. Shayna Smith says no. Pamela Wade says no. Teray Toll says probably, to be honest, hard to know. Shayna Williams says, if some right, yes. These so far, no. So far, these ads, no. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says no. Carmen Tucker says no. NTS says yes. Manuela John says no. Suzanne Ingham says absolutely not. I hate ads. Renee Simmons says no. Headley and Swan says absolutely not. And Kia Renee BDA says yes if people are easily influenced, no if you're not. And I'll say this much before we bring Maya in. As a person who has sold advertising and ads, I probably would tune out. But the fact that you're able to keep my attention doesn't mean it will sway me, but it'll definitely get my attention. It create awareness. For me, the way I look at any ad or anything, for politics in particular, you can tell me every and anything you want. But if I don't feel it, and I've said this over and over and over and again, I can't be down with you. I can't. I'm going to use Fonnie Willis, and it's really none of you all's business, but I'm going to say this to you because we're cool right now. I don't like gang activity. I don't like the fact that young black men want to be out in the streets gunning people down and hurting people. She got my vote simply because I liked how she was trying to attack that and change the community. Like, that's something where you didn't have to have a political ad out for me. I felt she was making a difference to make my community safer. So, not telling you all what to do, but for me, the best ad that anyone can do is the work that creates a better space for my loved ones, my community, and myself to live, whatever that looks like for me as an individual. Let's bring Maya Palacio in for Daily Hour News Break. After that, we've got Jamillah Lodge come up with, we're talking about the Small Business Expo. All right, so where's Maya's intro? Here we go.
Good morning, good morning.
Greetings, MP. How are you?
Feeling it today, definitely, but it's been really exciting. Just like you said, like the news is not stopping when it comes to this general election. It's just, it keeps going and going and going, and they could pull a ton of stories out of it.
Yeah, it's what they say, the most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, for somebody, not everybody.
I don't like it.
Yeah. So that means you have like a lot of political stuff to share with us today.
I got a bit of an original piece coming from my page on Media Maya with some quite interesting statistics about how people feel about the independence. So,
please, I'd love to see them, folks. I try not to look because, you know, if I look, then there's no suspense, and then when we come here, I already know. So I want to find out, like you all.
All right, so start our news this morning. Good morning and good morning. This is your Daily Hour News Break brought to you by the good people at People's Pharmacy. So yesterday, Simone Vaughn was on the show, and she definitely reported on the incident that happened recently when it came to a collision on the road. Well, there's been an update on that, so let's get into that first off. So a man is in the ICU following the collision involving a motorcycle and a pedestrian. What happened was two men were hospitalized on Tuesday night after being injured in the collision that involved, again, motorcycle and pedestrian on Parsons Road in Pembroke. This occurred around 7:20 p.m. on Tuesday night. It appears that the motorcycle involved was being ridden in the westbound lane of Parsons Road when the pedestrian was struck as he attempted to cross the road in the vicinity of Crossland Lane. At last check, the rider, believed to be a 26-year-old Devonshire man, was in the intensive care unit, while the pedestrian, believed to be a 68-year-old Devonshire man, also remained at the hospital receiving treatment. So any witnesses, again, are asked to call 211. And for those who are probably keeping record, this is the second person that has been in the ICU. As you will remember that I reported another incident earlier this week about someone else being put into the ICU because of a collision.
Speedy recovery.
Yes, indeed. Speedy recovery, please, for that family for that person. In some political news that came about, Bermuda's governor, Mr. Andrew Murdoch, has arrived on the island. He was officially met at the LFA International Airport tarmac by the Premier, the Honorable David Burt, the acting governor, Tom Oppenheim, the Chief Justice, Larry Musselin, and many other dignitaries there at the scene that you could see in this picture, even opposition leader Jan Richardson. So there will be a ceremony today with Premier Burt and as well as many others. And as a reminder, members of the public can watch the live coverage of the swearing in of His Excellency, the Governor Andrew Murdoch, starting at 11:05 a.m. today. And you could, check that out on the government's Facebook page or the YouTube channel as well. In the event that is bad weather, it will be put inside the Cabinet Office building, but still, all the public is welcome to view it live.
I don't know if Sancha can relate to this, but the PLP, when I grew up, I never thought that when they became government, if they eventually became government, they would have a smiling black premier and a white governor, the way that they used to oppose certain things back then. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to stop you. I have to play this. I have to do this. I've played this on the show before. I want people to understand what I mean, because I'm trying to get people to, and Maya, give me a chance. I hate to interrupt your news break with this, but I didn't know she was going to share that. And I just happened to have this up to share with people once again. So give me a second. This is, I want people to really understand what I mean by that. Share this up. All right. So let's go.
Mr. Wade, we've seen here in Bermuda in the last 2 weeks or so a number of civil disturbances. What's the reason behind them, and how have they been handled?
Well, the disturbances we've seen here resulted from the frustrations brought on by the colonialism. And we've seen young people who feel frustrated and trapped in the society reacting. The reaction from the government has largely been one of police action, police with in riot gear, tear gas, go in and arrest everybody on sight and take the people away and put them into prisons. This has been the reaction by government. This is not the first disturbance we've had. We had one in '68, and we saw the same kind of action. There was a commission in 1968 to look into what caused the disturbances, and the recommendations were made by this commission, and yet we have not seen any results from government, any action from government in attempts to rectify some of the ills in the community. And we expect that this will go on in this country, because we are a colony, and if you know the history of other colonies, this is a normal type of traditional way the colonies are gotten rid of. You have reaction from the people against the establishment and the colonial metropolitan masters.
I understand you yourself were arrested during the disturbances.
Well, I don't want to discuss. It's still subject to say, and it will be coming up in the Supreme.
All right, sorry about that, but you see why that should bother people who stick with the party. But when people say this is not your grandparents or your mother's party,
it's not.
That's what I mean. That's what we mean. So when I see that picture, I'm not into people. I don't talk bad about the governor and stuff. You don't hear me talk about colonialism, this and that. But that's the whole thing about the party. So to see David Burt,
I'm sorry, that picture annoyed me.
It's strange.
It annoyed me.
Yeah, this is not on Maya's report. Let me be clear. I want people to understand why people like myself cannot take this seriously. Because that literally, when we were growing up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 90s, you would have expected, if the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party ever became government, whoever was the premier would never, ever be smiling with a white British governor. That's what they made us believe. Am I wrong, audience? Any of you grew up that time? Anyway, Maya, continue. Sorry, I took you all the way over there. I'm sorry.
No, that's perfectly fair, because you've heard already a couple of candidates who, let's say, did stand with the PLP before have even said in their speeches about how it is not the same and different, as it being a reason why they have also begun to run independent. So your statement isn't far off from what a lot of the candidates who are running are saying as well. in different times. I mean, they're not speaking directly to this, but they are speaking directly to the change and how they feel about the party. All right, meanwhile, in other news, are they open? Are they ready? Are situations being addressed? The ministry responds to the school closure of Sands Secondary Middle School yesterday on Tuesday. So the Ministry of Education said that they are aware of teacher shortage at Sands Secondary Middle School. The acting minister, Crystal Caesar, and acting permanent secretary, Kamal Richards, met with the board to discuss the abrupt school closure. Now, as for this morning, the Ministry of Education and the Board of Governors have advised that Sands Secondary Middle School will open as usual today, January 23rd. They will facilitate a meeting with the teachers and the Board of Governors and the Bermuda Union of Teachers. The school will close 1 hour early at 2:30 p.m. So arrangements have been made for the school buses to collect students at 2:30 p.m. But the school administrations will notify parents and students this evening of earlier closings if anything was to happen. But yeah, that is the update right now. They will be talking today at 2:30 p.m. So school will be closing an hour early.
I look forward to seeing what the PLP has in their platform regarding education. I'll leave it at that.
You and many other people, Jamal, as we're well aware, especially when it comes to the buildings that are left behind. I think a lot of people are interested to know what's happening there. And again, teachers as well, just figuring out where they're going to be placed, parents understanding where the where their children are going to go, and to what school is going to be left standing. As we have reported all of last year and leading up to this year, it's like decisions were made. The community fought against some of them. Some schools have fought to stay open. So it looks like changes can still happen even when decisions have been put in place, protesting. So in this stance, like, we're not really sure what the flow is at this present moment, but we know that signature schools at least is something that they are still trying to get out there and in. You look like you want to say something.
I do. Can I just say, so obviously I went to Somerset's football training last night, and I was having a conversation with the parents of the students of Sands Middle School. And they were so upset, like, just to hear their stories of our kids showed up to school, they had no clue, them having to try to figure out, so many parents couldn't go back to pick up their kids. So one parent had to take like 5, and even listening to the kids, I don't know if I'm going to have school tomorrow. Let's have a party at your house. And now you're talking about you're closing at 2:30. So now those same parents that couldn't figure out yesterday have to figure out getting them from school 2:30 today. Like, come on, do better. Okay, I'm done.
There's an election taking place on February 18th. Do what you will with that information.
Meanwhile, more political news, rolling out a new candidate for the Progressive Labour Party, C23, is candidate Kim Wilkerson. Let's listen to this video before we talk a little bit more about the constituency and where she's at. But this is her rollout speech at the press conference.
I hope to continue the plans already in train in my role at the Ministry of Justice, and to fight singularly for the people of C23 by listening to understand their specific needs and advocating for them as they relate to the national landscape to ensure that those concerns translate to policy and action. I promise to be accessible and accountable, but more important than that, I promise to do. I will be a change maker for C23 and for Bermuda.
So closing that, so she'll be in C23, and C23 has never been won by the Progressive Labour Party, and she'll be up against OBA's leader, Jarian Richardson. And as of right now, no other candidate has been released for that constituency, whether it's for the FDM or independent, but that's what she's be going up against. And in the press conference, she said she's very confident and believes that this will be the year that the PLP will take that seat.
I like Kim. I don't have much, like, as a person, I like Kim. Going up against Jarian Richardson is very interesting. What do you want to say? Jamal looks like he has so much to say.
I don't know her, but this seems like pretty much running this seat after the election will make you lead of the Senate. That's what that pretty much, write this down. I said that at this time. She's not going to win it, but she will be the Senate lead after the election if the PLP is victorious.
All right. So moving on to some stories coming out of my page and platform Media Maya. So we talked about independence. So I started off just by indicating who right now we have as independents as of the day. And I believe this is still all we have. No one's come out since I put out this story. Cyree Bean has been said that he would be rolling out this week. He was put himself out during the by-election that we knew he was running as an independent candidate. He hasn't quite made a statement yet for the general election, but he did say that he still is going to. So in regards to the independents, the PLP did put out some statements and some press releases that kind of implicated that, they are one party because of the huge support that Sir John Swan has been giving to each and every independent candidate that has been rolling out, stating their remarks on that. So I went ahead and asked some questions on my platform. This first one I'm going to show you here is, would you vote for an independent over a party? And this was about, I want to say between 80 and 100 persons did vote in these tallies that you see that are popping up here. So they said yes, 80% said yes, they would vote for an independent over a party. So that was a pretty stark awareness right there. And the second one, sorry, before I move to that one, the second one I asked was, has the rollout of independents increased your interest in voting in the upcoming general election? So a large majority said that they agree. And I will continue to say, like, even from the independents coming out, and the majority of them, we said that last year, or the last general election, there were only 5 independents. We're looking at over 10 right now, and more can still be coming out as well. So it's definitely drumming up a lot of interest in this upcoming general election, just knowing that. But who people will vote for is still what we're looking at, because if we go back to the 2020 general election, how many people actually voted for independence, some of the counts are as low as 11, 12, in those ranges. So even though people feel this way, we won't really know until after the day in the polls and what comes up. Now, next question I did ask was, do you believe the statement to be true? And the statement was that the person believed that Sir John Swan and the people who are coming out as independents will become a party. So I didn't have that question up there, but they said that, I think Sir John Swan's party, or people that are coming out as independents, will soon collect themselves and become a party. So 62% of people said, no, that is not true. That is not going to happen. They're independents. And 38% said, yes, they believe they will join together and become a party. And the last questions here, these are the responses on the side when I asked, how do you feel about Sir John Swan's support of the independents? A lot of them feel at the top, like a man who's in his 90s, where he is 89, who is still talking right now, who's like the big talk 2025, is applying pressure. Some people feel like there's a hidden motive. Others are encouraged by it. Others give him the thumbs up. Another one at the bottom left there says it's more of a con, like a negative than a positive, because they aren't a party, so they shouldn't have the same ideology. And the last one over there says he loves Bermuda and has the experience to guide these candidates. So those are like some of the responses there. Majority, I would say, are positive. That this here is just a glimpse of some positive, some negative, some kind of neutral as well on the feelings of his support for the independents. If you go to my story, you'll see there's probably like over 25 responses on this question, as well as others that had to do with just how they feel about his overall presence being there for the independents.
Can I just say this?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that thinks that a 90-year-old man is looking to start a political party and let's be real about it. I mean, in my opinion, I think that John Swan has no desire to have a political party. I do think that he understands that the dire need that we're in on a whole, like Bermuda is in a very bad space. I think that he has the knowledge and he has the understanding that something needs to change. And I think that it's just a general ideology. There is to, go out there, find independents that can run. I do not think that at 90 years old, he wants to have a political party. So I feel like they need to knock that narrative out. The PLP needs to stop. Okay.
Well, we've seen some independents come forward and speak. Like Susie Ruda said it on the show, like, we are not a party, we are all running independent. And then the former Minister MP Renee Webb, she also came and said the exact same thing. And I presented it here earlier this week on the show too, that they are all independents.
All righty. How's the weather looking?
Yes, so the weather today says some short sunny breaks may interrupt some cloudy skies. Still anticipate a bit of rain, but there's more going to be a lot of wind coming your way, and the temperature is still looking cold. So everyone, please bundle up. Don't think today you could get away with a light jacket or even one jacket. Please wear gloves when you're on that bike, because it's going to be 65, but it's going to feel way below.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Maya. Sanchi, you've got some days of the year for us?
I do. Today is National Pie Day. What is your favorite type of pie,
Are
Jamal
we
and Maya.
talking about dessert pie or like?
Doesn't matter. Pie.
Oh yeah, there's more than just dessert pie. I'm hurt right now. So anyone knows we can get gluten-free pie, please let me know.
I feel for our audience. What's your favorite kind of pie? I would say pumpkin pie used to be my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be, and then I, moved over to sweet potato. But then when I go to Bermuda, it's nothing like a curry chicken.
Listen, I know my mom is watching. When I was little, my mom used to make this vegetable pie from scratch, like the pastry, everything. I haven't had that since I was probably about 12, and it was my favorite. So, Sheena, if you are listening, it's time for you. It's National Pie Day. Let's make a pie.
Nephew Jamal won't taste that pie too, Let's have it. We've got David Michael Wilson. He says curry chicken pie for dinner and lemon and cherry dessert pie. We've got apple crumble pie.
I love apple crumble.
Can't go wrong
Love
with that.
it.
I'm saying cassava pie. People are hating.
Man, everybody forgot cassava. Look at that. Look at
Pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. The grass beef pie. Anybody remember the grass beef pie? I mean, I didn't eat it, but
I don't know.
Yeah. Maya, thank you so much for that. Folks, have some sympathy for Maya and find her some gluten-free pies. All right? All right? We'll see you soon, MP. Feel good.
Bye.
All right. We've got another beef pie, Shikarena, and lemon mango. What's that? How you
lemon
pronounce
meringue.
Yeah. Pie. You can't put words I can't pronounce on the screen. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We've got a good friend, Jamillah Lodge from the BDC coming up. Small Business Expo, folks. A lot of you have small businesses, so I love to support them. So you don't want to miss this conversation. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
When it comes to footwear, we carry functional, comfortable, orthopedic, and waterproof shoes. We have construction shoes, golf shoes, shoes for walking, shoes for boating. We even have shoes for pickleball. We have shoes for everyone. With brands by Skechers, Atrax, Propay, Easy Street, Nursemates, Clogs, Avenger, Cherokee, Cat, Frog Talk, and DeWalt. The list goes on.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Bermuda Trivia, the Black History Edition, is now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com or email contact@bermudatrivia.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the big show. Sancha Durham, I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. And do us that big favor. Actually, every day I have an ask today. Stop what you're doing. It costs you nothing. Whatever platform you're on, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, well, can't do it on our website. YouTube. Give us a like, love, follow, share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Just make sure as many people as you know have access, because we've got a great conversation coming up with a very special guest. give a warm TDH welcome to Jamillah Lodge from the BDC. All right, calm down. She's been here before. Calm down. Gee,
Good morning. Good morning, Jamel. Good morning, Sasha and Bermuda.
Good morning.
Happy 2025 to you. This is your first time this year, right?
Oh, that's right. Is it still too late to say Happy New Year?
Nah. We're gonna take it from you. We're gonna take it.
Okay.
Oh,
Happy New Year.
Is it too late to say happy belated? Because your birthday is on Christmas Day, which I found.
That's right. That's right. December.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for doing this. Starting off the year, another important conversation we're having, and jumping. Well, before we jump into it, gotta ask you. Sancha just told us that it's Pie Day. We have to find out what your favorite pie is.
Sweet potato pie.
There you go.
Y'all know about that?
You're from the South. You're from
that's right.
You're from the South. Sweet potato. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sweet potato pie.
Yes.
That's how I went from pumpkin to sweet potato when I came.
I know. I just said pumpkin. I was like, well, I like a little sweet potato,
I do too. I do.
It's like you graduate when you come south. You graduate from pumpkin to sweet potato.
That's correct. Well said.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into today's conversation, Jamillah. Thanks again for the relationship we have with the BDC and all for what you all do for small businesses. But we're talking about the Small Business Expo today. This is the third year, I believe, for the Expo. Just explain what the Small Business Expo is and why an event like this is necessary for small businesses in Bermuda.
Sure. So for us, the Small Business Expo is an opportunity at the beginning of the year. February is relatively the start of the year. So it gives us an opportunity to put in front of small businesses or people interested in starting a small business all of those industry partners that you will need to actually get your business started. So we bring together marketers, we bring together people who are building out websites, accountants, all of the pieces that are needed to make a successful business. So we put them all in one room to make it easy for entrepreneurs to go around and get access to the information that they need.
Interesting. Yeah.
So what can attendees expect at this year's Expo that's been different from the others?
So, like Jamel said, we've had this for 3 years, and typically we do it at Willowbank in Somerset. But this year is the first year that we're going to do it sort of centrally. It's going to be held at the Cedar Bridge Cafeterium. And so that's centrally located. So we're hoping to see a lot more people come out. So that's new. But in addition to having vendor booths set up, we also have some panels. So it's all about giving entrepreneurs access to information as well as creating opportunities for them to network with each other. So, for example, our first panel of the day is called The Art of Attraction. And that's mastering branding. You know, we need to make sure that we are representing our businesses in the best way. So we'll have a panel of entrepreneurs talking about how they do it and how they do it well. Of course, again, there's networking involved. We have a second panel talking about the content formula. So it's engaging audiences around content. And I know you guys were talking a little bit about that earlier with, TikTok and Reels and all of that. How do you make sure that you're communicating your message correctly and making sure that you're representing your brand in the best way? And then we round it out with a panel called Tech It Easy. You like that play on words? Yeah. But it's essentially around AI and how you leverage AI to do better business. So we're excited about that. Yeah.
Tech It Easy.
Tech It Easy.
How many vendors and participants are expected to be involved?
So we're looking at least 20. My colleague, Andrea Rochester, is the primary driver of the Expo. And she asked me to mention to you that she is also looking for a food vendor and a snack vendor. So because we'll be there from 11 to 4, of course, during lunch, we want to have some options available. So if you're interested in providing food or snacks at the Expo, please do reach out to us and let us know. But again, like we said, we're going to have professionals in accounting, marketing, immigration. Of course, we know that's necessary. So if you're interested in participating in the expo, I believe there are a few spaces left. So you can actually log on to our website at bedc.bm and the information's all there. There's also a layout of what the expo is going to look like. So you can select your booth and pay and all of that. So it's designed to be well-rounded, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you're like, okay, I want to start this business this year. This is my year, 2025. Then you can kick it off by starting at the expo, take your rounds, take your time. And then also while you're there, you're getting fed, right? We're going to give you information and different tools and tips to actually take your business from my idea and make it a successful venture.
So typically, what types of businesses are normally represented? Like, who do you see showing up and working that room?
Yeah, so we see them all, So it could be someone who's doing food services, someone who's doing skincare products, retail. Generally, we would like to see people who are either just getting started or they're just getting ready to expand their business. Because again, we're putting all of the people that you need to help you do that in the same room. And so why wouldn't you take advantage of this opportunity? It's free. Just come. It's on a Saturday, February 8th. So hopefully once you take care of your kids and take everything, make sure that they're sorted, you have some time to swing by and just get information. So you know how expos works or trade shows, you go around to the booths, get the giveaways and all the fun stuff. But it's also important to get the information that you need so that you can actually start that business this year.
I feel like you've answered this a little bit already, but I'm going to ask it again. So how does the Expo aim to support small businesses in our community?
Sure, exactly that. So in two ways, I think. So the first is actually providing access to information, but it's also an opportunity for small businesses to get involved. So not all industry experts that will be represented at the expo are like big KPMGs and things like that. You have smaller accounting firms, you have smaller marketers who are looking to build out their business as well. So in addition to creating opportunities for you as the entrepreneur to get the information that you need and the support that you need, we're also showcasing those small business owners who are already doing it, who are already in those spaces, and creating opportunities for them to get customers and clients. So I do think it's important for us to create opportunities like this for the community, because it's our way of giving them an opportunity to get their brand out there, get their services, get their products out there. And again, we also are going to have a small vendor component. So if you're selling goods and during the networking break, you want to sell, I don't know, you might have jewelry or whatever the case may be, we do allocate a few spaces for that as well. Like I said, food. So it's really about creating almost like a holistic environment where you can get access to information, you can do a little shopping, and you can also network with like-minded individuals or other entrepreneurs who are on the same journey as you.
Alrighty. Audience, if you have any questions, real quickly, Sanjay, if you have any questions for Jamillah, please send them through. We'll get through as many questions and comments as possible. Go ahead, Sanjay.
When is this happening? What day?
Yeah. So it's on Saturday, February 8th. Let me make sure I said that right. Yes. And so the idea is that it's on a Saturday so that we're hopefully anybody can swing through. So it's 11 to 4. So at any point, you don't have to sit there and start and stay the whole day. You can come in and out. That's typically how it works. So it's like an ebb and flow. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, we do have some panel discussions. And the agenda will be made available on our website as well. But if you're interested in any of those panels specifically, of course, we hope that you will join us to stay for those. But it's up to you. You can come in and leave as necessary. But February 8th from 11 to 4.
And real quickly, Jamillah, I think it might be important because I know you said it might not KPMG, but a smaller accounting firm. Can you define to some people who may be tuned in what is considered a small business? Because I think there might be questions about, well, am I a small business? I have 10 employees. Am I a small business? I'm a one-man show.
Sure. So our definition of a small business is if you have $500,000 or less in payroll tax, or you make $1 million or less in revenue. And so for a lot of our community, that encompasses a whole lot of people, right? And so it really doesn't matter if you are a one-man operation or if you have an employees of 10. We do have a definition for medium-sized businesses. So once you hit that, let's say 11 to 50 mark, you would be what we would consider a medium-sized business, but you can come too, right? Because we do provide support to small and medium-sized businesses. But the Expo primarily has been focused on those who meet that definition. So if you have $500,000 and less in payroll, and of course that's indicative by the number of staff you have, or you make $1 million or less in revenue, then you would be considered a small business by our definition.
All righty. And if people are interested, I know you said you still have a few more spaces, it's about 20 people. Where can those people, just remind them where they can go to register to find out if they still want to be a part of this?
Sure. So please do log on to bedc.bm. The registration form is there. You can pay if you want to have a booth there. If you're interested in providing food or snacks, I would ask that you contact Andrea Rochester directly. And her email address is orochester, ROCHESTER @bedc.bm. Or you can just email info@bedc.bm and we'll make sure she gets the message.
All righty. And audience, I just want to know from the audience, has anyone attended the Small Business Expo before? If not, do you plan on attending this year? I'd like to know. And had you heard of it? But another question, I just asked about people who might want to participate. For those who want to learn more to decide whether or not they want to attend, do they also go to the BDC website? Where can they go to learn more?
Please do. I mean, we'll be circulating. You should see like some reels saying save the date for the expo. But that's where we house most of our information. So we try to make our website as comprehensive as possible. So anytime it's something that we're doing, we will send that information out, or we will put it there first. But we will be sending direct email. So if you are a BDC member and you're on our email distribution list, of course, you will receive that in your inbox. Thank you, Kenneth. Michelle, yes. Shout out to the people who message, because we have worked with them before. They have participated in the past, and those are the types of peoples or individuals that we see and that come out to support from the perspective of providing the services, but also from networking with other entrepreneurs and sharing their story of their journey as well, which is important.
Indeed. Well, those who have, go ahead.
I asked the date because you mentioned a few things where I was like, I need to get there so I can do some networking, because I am looking for some new things. So it's piqued my interest. I think it's probably a great platform for people to, just get out there and see what's out there. And you never know what you need,
That's very true.
As I say all the time, being an entrepreneur can be very lonely. And if you have that space where you can go and network and meet other people that are in the same boat as you, I thank you for putting something like this on.
You are most welcome. I mean, that's part of our remit, right? We have to create these opportunities for you. We don't want you to be alone, right? So anytime we can bring like-minded entrepreneurs together, create opportunities for people to share information and resources, we're going to do it. And so the Expo is one of the ways in which we're doing that.
All righty. Another awesome event you all are putting on. You stay busy. That's one thing.
I know.
Always something going on, and I appreciate it. I love stuff like this. As Sanja, a small business owner myself, it's something that I'm intrigued about. Sanja will likely be in attendance, and so I'm looking forward to hearing about all the exciting stuff that goes on. I love to see small businesses do well. The worst thing is to see someone in business today and going tomorrow. So I'm hopeful that our audience will be attending this year, whether they have attended or not previously. It's centrally located this year at Academy, February 8th, 11 to 4. Jamillah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next time around, next month, hopefully we'll be talking about the success of this and the next upcoming successful event. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you so much.
No
I
problem.
look forward to seeing you there, Sancha, and the rest of you, Bermuda.
All right. Jamillah Lodge, folks, if you appreciated that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share that conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Get there. Support small businesses. Trust me. Small businesses, as Craig Simmons has said many times, The Economist, small businesses are what keeps our economy going. We're going to take a final break. We'll be back in 1 minute, 40 seconds. Stick with us.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Nova's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Right. Who was the first woman to become not just the first female opposition leader in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Hey, buddy. Hun, who was the first woman to serve as opposition leader, not just in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Mason, what did you say?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Dame Lewis Brown Evans? Where do you find that?
Mommy played Bermuda Trivia.
Mommy played Bermuda Trivia. Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. Good job.
It's true. Children are a reflection of their environment. Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Fun with a purpose. To educate, to entertain, to inform, to inspire, to learn, and to enjoy. Bermuda Trivia. All volumes now available at various stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com to learn more and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show. Thanks again to Jamillah Lodge and the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation for this morning's conversation. We are grateful for the work that they do. Small Business Expo. Again, audience, do us a favor. It costs you nothing. Whatever platform you're on, just give us a like, love, follow, share. Make sure you are reposting. Make sure you're subscribing and following our pages. You don't want to miss anything we have coming up, and we have a lot coming up, some announcements going on. So make sure you're engaging with us on our page. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can do this with you on a regular basis. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia. Bermuda Trivia is now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Sancha, are you ready?
This is my least favorite part. I love the game, but I don't like being put on the spot. But let's go. So audience, help me out.
So name that place. You got this. All right. All right, Sancha, here you go. Audience, what Bermudian parish is constituency C13 in?
C13. I was looking at the map last night. Smith? No. I don't know.
Okay. We got it. NTS got it. Devonshire. All right. Connect got it. Devonshire.
I need to be better at this.
Nicole Walker, Devonshire. Renee Simmons, Hamilton Parish did. He's joking. He's playing with us. So, do you know who's running in?
Do people just remember all of this stuff? Like every single constituency word? Like people just remember this?
Ask me and I can answer.
Because I'm sure you studied it for years.
No. I just talked about it. That's it. Some of them have changed, so I might get a few wrong.
I saw around my constituency changed in the last election.
Yeah, the boundaries changed.
Yeah. I watched it last night. I looked at it last night.
Do you know who's running in C13?
I don't too. School
That's
me.
Urbane and as of right now, former Minister Renee Webb. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, if I'm FDM and OBA, let those two slug it out, man. Let those two slug it out.
Yeah.
I know people seem not to like the Ella Urbane because of education and whatnot. I've never had a problem with him, honestly. I personally, I shouldn't say this, but maybe because I don't have skin in the game, but I understand why people do. people have an issue with the state of education, and he's the minister, right? So I understand. I
I don't
understand.
have a problem with him personally at all. Personally, I think he's a great person. But I will say, as I have a child that I now am sending to private school, which I do not wish to pay for private school, but I do not have trust in the education system. And I'm sorry, he has been the longest standing education minister. I'm not happy, and things need to change, and our school system is in a dire state. So, no, I do not support.
But that brings us to our final comments this morning. We spoke about what did we talk about this morning?
We talked about a lot today.
No, the question was political ads. Political ads, do they influence you? And I mean, based on what Sancha just said, I mean, do political ads influence you, or the actions and behaviors of the government?
I'm hoping that political ads are not going to influence people, but maybe pique the interest of people that weren't interested to find out more. That's my hope behind these
good one. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this much about political ads. Again, I'm not easily influenced. I'm influenced by actions. Every day I'll probably repeat this. I'm not going to tell anybody how to vote. People have to vote based on what they believe is in the best interest of their community, their loved ones, and themselves. But I understand people like what you just said regarding education. If you were in constituency 13, you may find it hard to vote for the gentleman who's been the education minister since the PLP got back in 2017. But if he put out a political ad showing what he's done in his constituency, does that offset what he's done in his ministry? I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's for each individual to decide on their own. What I will say is, regardless of who wins the election, and I'll repeat this over and over up until February 18th, we, even me who's been removed, we have a responsibility to hold people accountable. And that's why I stated last week, I don't think Bermudians just want a fairer Bermuda. They want a more accountable Bermuda. And I hope that when the Bermuda Progressive Labour Party releases their platform, we see the right to recall in there. It's necessary. It's what people want. It's what they need. Accountability in government, regardless of who the government of the day is. Sancha, do you have any final words on the BDC?
I encourage people to go out and, just kind of see what they have, whether you're looking to start a small business. If you have a small business, as I said, sometimes it can be very lonely being an entrepreneur. And those are the spaces that are created. When I first started business, we didn't have that. But those are the spaces that have been created for you to go and network with people and take a number, have a coffee, get to know people, see what's out there, utilize. It's free. Utilize it.
Yeah, I'd say this as well. I love to see people, entrepreneurs, whether one-man shows or not. I love to see people using their skill set to add to their living, right? To improve their standard of living. I understand some people would say, well, not everyone's made for business. Fair enough. But if you have a skill set and you are able to sell it, I always said, if I was good at computers, I'd be doing a lot on the side helping people with that. I really would. So I'm grateful to the BDC for putting this on. And before we go anywhere, and I hope people attend, I just want to pick up on a few things that James Jones said to Sancha. Well, at least you have money to send your child to private school, basically.
James is assuming.
I want to say something, James. I have many family members who've gone to private school. We don't have money. We ain't rich. From my sisters to my nieces.
Thank you.
Let me make this clear. I'm not speaking for anyone else. But the amount of people who struggle to send their children to private institutions because they've lost faith and trust in public education, you would be surprised if you can make a comment like that. People believe that it provides a better alternative for their children, so they may work more than one job. They may get additional family help. I don't know everyone's circumstances, but what I will not do is assume that some child who goes private school has a parent or guardian or a family with the money to be able to do it. My family has benefited from scholarships, some not just academic, but athletic, to attend private schools. It's no different from college. Not every person who goes to college has money. So I think that assumption, well, I don't disagree with, his comments about I have a child in public school system and child's doing quite well. Yeah, there are many.
What? There's a lot.
Many of my family members attend public school and do very well. I'm a child of public school. But I would not, I'm just saying this way. I'm not going to disrespect someone's sacrifice.
Exactly.
To put their child in a space that they believe is better for their child. That assumption is just absolutely nonsense and wrong. Go ahead, Sancha, sorry.
I do have to, I know the show needs to end, but I do need to comment on this. Sometimes we need to be honest about our children and stop blaming the government for everything. Every child is very different. Very different. And I think this is where we've gone wrong, that the government has put all of our kids together and told them now learn. And teachers now have to take that on, teaching every child as if they are the same. So you're right. Every child is very different, and we should not treat them as if they are the same.
And we have to go, but I want to address something else, because right now, between a couple of commenters, it's almost like you're defending the government. I don't think you all understand what Sancha and I are saying. This is not about the PLP, OBA, UBP, anybody. This is about the state of government. And when you cannot separate yourself from the political party you love to look at the situation holistically and objectively, you're going to say, well, I went to public school and I turned out fine, or my children go and they're fine. This is not about the political party. This is about the overall state. And that's what makes me different, maybe. I respectfully do not like political parties. Go back and rewatch this show of what that clip I showed of the late Freddie Wade and the PLP. That man was an intelligent lawyer. He was a genius. He was everything that many of us loved about the PLP. This is not about the PLP, UBP, or OBA. The state of education is on all of us. From the ballot to the classroom. If you want to defend a political party, that's on you. But some people are more interested in defending right versus wrong, and their children, giving them the best opportunity to succeed. Sancha, do you have any daily inspiration for the day?
I do. If you want the cooperation of humans around you, you must make them feel like they are important. And you do that by being genuine and humble. That is my message to every candidate that's out there, putting themselves out there, OBA, PLP, FTM, independents, being genuine and humble. And that's Nelson Mandela.
Genuine and humble. Politicians, I mean, it's been said by a former PLP senator on this show. Politicians, you need ego. Asking them to be humble is a tough ass, Sancha, but I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sancha Durham. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.